Today I'm going to show you a really easy way to make a cute pair of stud earrings. And I'm using PMC3, which is precious metal clay. Really easy to use. I'm just going to take a little bitty blob and I'm going to pinch it in two. So I've got two little pea-sized pieces. Now for this pair, I'm not going to care if they're perfect or not. I'm just going to kind of roll it around. You see those little creases? I want those creases. And you may think, well, that's going to look terrible, but just wait and see. So I've got these little bitty creases. Just kind of make a few dents with your nails and then roll it around a little bit so it's kind of even. And lay them down side by side. And then I use a little baggie, little plastic baggie, put it right over the top of my two blobs. And then I use a little disc, or you can use a, these were from Alpha Disc from Cool Tools, but you can use any kind of hard surface to press down. I like these because they're clear. So I just press down a little bit evenly for each one. Kind of make them the same size. And again, I'm not caring if they're perfect or not. And I want to use a little bit of, this is Slick Baby from Cool Tools again. And it's just kind of a slick for your hands so you can work with the clay a little bit easier. And I just put a little dab on my disc. And I put my little stamp on there. These I'm going to make a little stamp heart. Now you can just leave these as blank discs or do it an initial or something like that. But I'm just going to put a little heart in these. Just press down just a little bit. And again over here. I'm going to turn this so I don't ruin the other one. And I've got my little heart stamps. And now all I need to do is to let this dry out. And I'm going to fire it in my kiln. And then we're going to solder some posts onto the back for some great little post earrings. Now after we've let our PMC pieces dry, I normally suggest letting them dry overnight. The next step we need to do is to sand our pieces. And so I'm taking a very simple, easy to use sanding pad and with a very fine grit to it. And I'm just going around the outside of the piece to get all the rough edges off. And make sure you work on the back just to make sure that it's smooth. This cuts down all the filing that you'll have to do after you've fired your piece. And as always, try to go in one direction. You can either push, I choose to push around a rounded edge, or you can pull. And after you've finished sanding your piece, you can brush off the excess powder. Anytime that you leave a little bit of dust on your piece, it will fire and center into place, and you may have some rough spots. So that's why I always brush off the excess before I fire. Okay, now we're down here at my kiln and getting ready to fire my pieces. I always put my pieces on the back of my kiln shelf just because my kiln cooks a little hotter in the back of the kiln for whatever reason. And turn it on, get ready to go. I put mine on program number 2, which is set at 1750, which I fire all my PMC3 pieces at 1750. I have the Lily kiln, which has been a wonderful kiln for me. It's a little bit smaller probably than your average kiln. I think it's maybe 7 by 6, something like that. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, it's been a great kiln for me for the past 6 years. Still works perfectly every time I turn it on. I love it. And so if you're looking for a good kiln, if you do want to make that investment, I do recommend the Lily kiln, but it is the only one I've ever owned, so I can't speak to any others. But it's a good kiln if you're just starting out and you are really interested in PMC and you want to make a career at it, make a go at it. I definitely would recommend getting you a kiln. Okay, next we're going to put our post earrings on the back. I'm just going to sand off that little nub on the end. Put a little bit of solder paste on. Center it. And solder. Keep the flame moving while I go. And you see that flash, the solder flow, and that one is done. I'm quenching in water. And next we'll pickle it and polish it up. I'll finish the other one real quick. Okay, we'll put them in the pickle pot and whiten them up, and then we can put them in a patina and they'll be ready to wear. These are going to look great. Now that we've taken them out of the pickle pot and polished them with our brass brush, they can either be put in a tumbler and tumbled, or we can add a patina to them and make them a little darker, whatever you want to do with your pear. So you can add a little earring nut to the back. I'm going to take these out of my patina solution and put them into cool water and baking soda and let that neutralize the patina process so they don't continue to get any darker. Leave them in your baking soda, a few minutes or even longer if you want, but just leave them in a little bit. We can take our brass brush again and give them a shine. And you can even use what you use to sand your dry PMC with, you can use to give it a little bit of a scuffed matte polish so that heart will show. And it goes flying. And there's our lovely pair. Perfect. I love these because each of them is unique. None of them are going to come out the same. So every pair that you do is going to be uniquely its own, and I think that makes them just beautiful. So a rustic, matte finish, satin finish, very unique pair of earrings. And you can do unlimited designs with it. There you go. I hope you're having a great day, and I will catch you in the next video.